Mm, if I'm being transparent, winning helps a
Winning.
lot.
Yep.
Winning really helps a lot. It's it's difficult to be.
She sits at world number 35 on the planet, and the Philippines may be quietly overlooking what could be the biggest sports story of the decade. Let's be honest for a moment. If, 5 years ago, you had told someone that a young woman from Quezon City would be ranked inside the top 40 of the Women's Tennis Association, competing on equal footing with the likes of Rybakina, Gauff, Swiatek, and Sabalenka, and preparing for her second main draw appearance at the French Open, most people would have smiled politely and dismissed the idea. Tennis is unforgiving. It has ended the dreams of countless prodigies before they ever had the chance to announce themselves. The WTA Tour is not a gentle environment. It demands resilience, depth, and relentless belief. And yet here we are in May 2026, watching Alexandra Maniego Eala accomplish things no Filipino athlete has ever achieved in this sport, and somehow the national conversation still feels too quiet. So let's change that. Let's look at the full journey, where she started, what she has already built, what she is navigating now on European clay, and what awaits her in Paris. Because if you are a Filipino sports fan and you are not paying attention to Alex Eala right now, you are missing a generational story in real time. Welcome back to Court Vision Media, the only place on the internet where tennis royalty meets raw, unfiltered emotion. If you haven't subscribed yet, you are missing the biggest scoops in the sport. Hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and tell your friends that this is the new home of tennis exclusives. To understand how extraordinary this moment is, you need the full context. Alex Eala was born on May 23, 2005, in Quezon City. She is about to turn 21. At 20, she stands 5'9", plays left-handed from the baseline, and is still evolving into the complete player her coaches believe she can become. Her mother, Riza, represented the Philippines as a swimmer at the 1985 Southeast Asian Games. Her father, Mike, is a business executive. She speaks English, Spanish, and Tagalog. She enjoys calderita, prefers matcha to coffee, listens to upbeat Spanish music, and unwinds with comedy and horror films. In every way, she is a grounded, relatable young woman, except for the fact that she is rewriting Philippine tennis history every time she walks onto a court. Her junior career was not merely impressive, it was historic. At 14, she won the Australian Open junior doubles title with Indonesia's Priska Nugroho. In 2021, she claimed the Roland Garros junior singles crown. In 2022, she made history again by winning the U.S. Open junior singles title, becoming the first Filipino to win a junior Grand Slam. During this time, she trained at the Rafa Nadal Academy in Mallorca, absorbing the philosophy of one of tennis's greatest champions: success comes from embracing suffering, not avoiding it. That mindset took root early. But the leap from junior dominance to professional legitimacy is where most careers stall. The professional tour is a different universe, physically, mentally, financially, and technically. Many junior champions never make the transition. The rankings grind through ITF circuits, and WTA 125 events can quietly end promising careers before the spotlight ever arrives. Alex Eala walked that road anyway. She fought through ITF tournaments, gathered experience at WTA 125 events, learned from losses, refined her game, and kept moving forward. In 2023, she captured multiple ITF titles. In 2024, she earned her first WTA 1000 main draw win in Madrid and lifted a W100 title in Spain. She was progressing steadily, but still under the radar globally. Then came Miami in March 2025. Entering the WTA 1000 Miami Open as a wildcard ranked around number 140, Eala delivered one of the most stunning Cinderella runs in recent WTA history. She defeated Jelena Ostapenko in 2 tiebreak sets. She shocked world number 5 Madison Keys. She then stunned world number 2 Iga Swiatek in the semifinals. In one weekend, she became the first Filipino to reach a WTA 1000 semifinal and the first to break into the WTA Top 100. The Philippines erupted, and rightly so. The rest of 2025 only expanded the story. She made her Grand Slam main draw debut at Roland Garros, reached the Eastbourne WTA 125 final, won the Guadalajara WTA 125 title, and earned her first main draw Grand Slam victory at the U.S. Open by defeating Clara Tauson. By year's end, she was ranked number 50 in the world. Nike named her a brand ambassador, and she became a visible symbol of Filipino excellence on the global stage. Then 2026 raised the stakes again. She reached the semifinals in Auckland, the quarterfinals in Abu Dhabi, and defeated top 10 player Jasmine Paolini in Dubai before falling to Coco Gauff. After Indian Wells, she reached a career-high ranking of world number 29, the highest ranking any Filipino had ever achieved in WTA history. But tennis has a brutal mathematical side. Returning to Miami in 2026, she could not replicate her magical 2025 run and lost in the fourth round to Karolina Muchova. The ranking points she had earned the year before dropped off. She fell from number 29 to number 45. For new fans, this seemed alarming. For seasoned tennis observers, it was part of the process. Defending points is one of the toughest realities of the sport. Her 2026 clay season became an education. Though she trained on clay in Mallorca, competing at the highest level on the surface is different. She entered Stuttgart, Madrid, and Rome, collecting a balanced mix of wins and losses. In Madrid, she beat Anastasia Pavlyuchenkova before falling to Elise Mertens. In Rome, she battled past Magdalena Frech and Xingyu Wang before facing world number 2 Elena Rybakina, competing strongly in both sets despite the loss. That Rome run lifted her back toward number 38 in live rankings. Now everything points to Paris. Roland Garros 2026 begins May 24th. Eala is confirmed in the main draw for her second appearance. Ranked around number 35, she is within reach of a seeded position if several withdrawals occur. She is also partnering with Canadian rising star Victoria Mboko in doubles, a reunion of former junior rivals turned professional teammates. Her final tune-up in Strasbourg ended in a tough 3-set loss to Alexandra Maniego, but Eala's pattern is clear. She processes setbacks and returns stronger. As she told Tennis Channel in Rome, she feels physically and mentally ahead of where she was a year ago. Beyond her individual journey, Eala is part of a broader Southeast Asian surge in women's tennis alongside players like Indonesia's Janice Chen and Thailand's Lornlana Terarudi. This is no longer an isolated story, it is a regional movement, and Eala stands at its forefront. Yes, her clay record this year has been mixed. Yes, the ranking pressure is real. But this is her first full clay campaign at the top level. Every match is data. Every loss is instruction. And despite the learning curve, she enters Roland Garros as a top 40 player with the proven ability to upset anyone. Last year in Paris, she exited in the first round. This year, she returns stronger, wiser, and more prepared. She believes she has found her footing. The French Open draw will be stacked with Sabalenka, Swiatek, Rybakina, Gauff, and the sports elite. The path is steep. It always is. But Eala has already shown she can climb mountains. The Philippines has a genuine tennis star, historically significant, globally competitive, and still only 20 years old. If you have not been paying attention to Alex Eala, now is the time to start. Paris is next. And she is ready. If you made it to the end, I've got a small ask for you. Hit that like button to help this story travel across the tennis world. Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read every single one and love the conversation. And if you're not yet part of the Court Vision Media family, this is your cue. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and stay connected, because we cover the matches, the drama, the storylines, and the moments the mainstream often misses or gets wrong. We show up every week with the stories that truly count. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you in the next video.
Look ahead a bit, to Abu Dhabi. Obviously, I think you're going to play there next. You've been given a wild card. Also given a wild card, was announced, was Janice Chen. You're both players sort of leading in Southeast Asia.